came from the green room. It's fabulous back there. I'm gonna open with a grotesque villanelle. So you might be wondering at this point, what is the through line for the three of us in our room? And it's banking, actually. Yes, because we all share a hallway in an old bank building. And that's where we had some wonderful conversations about writing and where some of these projects first started and continued. And what we do in that bank building is we help artists to find their distinct voice. So that's why we all are together. And it's a pleasure to be with both of you. And thank you, Adam. And thank you to the Ginger for this wonderful space. And this is just great. So I'm saying these nice things because I'm going to gross you out with a villanelle. So one of the things so this book just came out, and for a long time, many of these poems had been, in other configurations of manuscripts. And for a long time, it was called Maggots and Milk. And I wondered, why isn't anybody publishing this? Well, maggots is why, or one of the reasons. So anyway, but this is a villanelle. Maggots and milk. For me, it was maggots. For her, it's the spill of milk, a kitchen counter downpour. In every childhood fear, there's a thrill. If you want to test a 4th grade girl's will, assign her the garbage can chore. For me, it was maggots. For her, cleaning the spill of bubbling white foam that will instill a gag over wet paper towels on floors. In every childhood fear, there's a thrill. Mine, an ingrown lead hole just past the door sill, inside the wiggle of life, trash in hand, foot unsure. It was the spill of maggots. My mother would kill for me. She scalded water and doused down until my jelly-toed sandal was safe. She swore in every childhood fear, there's a thrill. So for my own daughter, I make sure to fill her glass full with bubbles of milk she abhors. For me, it's the maggots. For her, it's the spill. In every childhood fear, there's a thrill. I won't gross you up anymore. No more talk of wiggly things. But I will. So some people follow sports, and there's March Madness, and I don't know, things happening in baseball. For me, I follow fashion. And so you should know that big things are happening in the world. In that the Costume Institute, which hosts the Met Gala, it happens in May, first Monday in May. They just announced their theme. Did you all know that? You guys were talking, but no, it's Karl Lagerfeld. And so that's important to me. And it's also, I was hoping that Don or Brian wouldn't pull out their Karl Lagerfeld references, and luckily didn't. So I'll give you mine. So, find it in here. Okay. Does everyone know who Karl Lagerfeld is? Okay. So I should say the fashion designer, designed for Chanel. And he was known for a very austere look, a white shirt, starch collar, cuffs, usually the black jacket. So it's called Yes, I think that shirt is perfect on you. The hydrangeas on either side of her just watered, nodded in formal tribute to the miniature Karl Lagerfeld in front of them. Their acidic blue heads embarrassed, as if they were matching gossips, just caught, runway models, heavy by the waiting around in eternal bright lights. I heard the soft earth of invitation in her voice, noted her sophisticated slicked back hair, a small wet pup, silhouette of yet. Do you like this shirt? She asked, posing in our garden on the first day of 7th grade. I held the camera and cropped those thirsty blooms. The shirt was cotton with cuffs and a collar, sure of itself, as if planting a foot and ready to roll a sleeve. I would have named her White Amaryllis in the dead of winter, had it been an offering in the seed packet of baby names. Had I known of her hardiness, or could have forecasted such a bloom. I have lots of garment related poems, and if you're wondering, I even like catalog my clothing. So if you're wondering what I'm going for tonight, it's like she has the brains of a chess star, but she has the enthusiasm of NASCAR. But this is, I give you like a funny thing because I'm going to read a really sad poem now. It's called Skirt. And this I had a bunch of poems that I kind of paired with actual garments in a show once. So this comes from that. I love doing that because then I would make the garments. And so sometimes I make the poem and then the garment would inspire the poem. But this one, the poem came first. Skirt. I keep you around solely for the sound you make, gathered at my hips and waist, so much it seems like a family reunion. Unflattering cut, shallow pocket, blue yet gray, a graphite heart on moleskin, unlined. My mother, now blind, will soon forget my voice and words, but might remember my body as a rustle moving in and out. And so I recently had a book launch, and it was a party. And so I think I liked having a reputation of someone who loves parties, and I do. My goodness, do I? So, but I thought it's also, you have to sort of think about the times when your parties do not go well, or you cannot have a party. So this has a little bit of that in it. And also I think like poems, their job is to tell an emotional truth. I believe I was actually at your party when this, you throw a great New Year's Eve party too. But the truth is in the emotion of what happened to you. So resolution. Too quiet for noisemakers. I wanted to rub raw all the mylar shine, pop every balloon until they too were deflated. We canceled the New Year's Eve party, the one we held every year, the one where someone made elephant ears, flaky with 365 layers of dough. Our days had been buttered, good until now. Our lips were trumpets, our hands streamers. December 1999, we dressed in purple lace, grinding down the decade to Prince. Another year, guests were high on the deck. We worried if the rotted planks could hold the heavy stomp of our joy, the giddy slur of yes, us. I kissed everyone at midnight in moonlight. Husbands, neighbors, a couple from up the street who met at a magic show. I was a fist bump in a French dress. Those years after the countdowns of kids, forts were built with blankets in living rooms. Small thoughts and champagne corks were found tucked in the couch, sleeping it off. If you had knocked on our door, even in the March tail of winter, you would have found confetti, small gold stars winking from under the porch. Last year, no party. How could we move the broken centerpiece of us to set party store glasses in a tipsy formation? We were coupe, flute, a breakable inheritance, the delicate thing you can't bring out and share, the resolution before midnight, the buzzkill, the bare light bulb in a poorly painted room of empty coats on beds, the one that points out all the spots you might have missed. I realized I actually did throw all those parties, and I missed your party that long. So since now we're gonna go just straight like, so what's up with the weather, folks? And I have two poems that sort of speak to the crazy weather. Summer poem and a winter poem. So take your pick this week. Solstice. After we've oohed to the bald-headed moon, after the fire has snapped a backyard lilac, after sparklers are a fizzle of tails swimming down the sidewalk, someone moons over Iceland, a solstice to eclipse this block party. On Coney Island, the mermaids are hauling their parade tails from closets, pulling the packing tape from cardboard boxes where they have stowed away their iridescence, their crescent moon spandex scales and muffled shell bras. It is worth the effort. It is only once a year. And for winter, the snow explains its falling to you. Because I could see your incantation as breath on the solarium pane, I heard the pen across white-lined paper as morning vespers summoned, because I want you to have some inheritance. It is hard to look up in these abscess tooth days, this floor of sawdust, our shuffle and squall never melting together as a deep, clear reservoir. Because I am called a scattering, a dusting, nor'easter, a blanket, a front, a force. I am offering you dance steps for silent pond ice, my choreography for disappearing acts desperate to stay. Because cold and desolate are not the accumulating version of my story as told by stranded in the airport terminal. I am asking you to take me in at the back of your collar as an exclamation and speak my name like a child would. I am a collective noun. I am a Congress, and I will fall as I will fall. So I'm going to close with a poem that's not in the book, but it's a part of another project I've been working on with another poet in the neighborhood, Kevin Carey. And I just, speaking of poets in the neighborhood, I just want to remind everybody that there's an amazing festival that takes place here in the spring, the Massachusetts Poetry Festival. It's May 5th through the 7th. And right now they are on the hunt for like the New England poem or a poem by a New England poet to open the whole event. Oh, it's huge, superstar. It's like you get your own green room. So please go to their website or talk to this fabulous MP Carver, who is the festival director, to find out more information and to submit. So this is Kevin Carey and I were working on a project to kind of get through the pandemic, where we kind of got into this thing like people are assholes, and so we're like, we should write about that. So we wrote about gods and goddesses as jerks in a gated community, and we had so much fun doing it. So this is one of mine. Hera shops at Whole Foods to feel alive. Contemplating the self-serve soap bar, she dreams of a clean kill. Here, you are allowed to cut your own. So she portions herself a sliver, lemon verbena, sometimes charcoal and tobacco, cruelty-free promises. She pockets the sickle moon, struts peacock style to the dairy and non-dairy aisle, where with one side eye she besets a constellation of allergies from nut milks to new mothers. It is no coincidence that Echo and the Bunnyman is in heavy rotation on her shopping days, humming about spade and killing. Her nail pierces the flesh of a pomegranate and an apple. She returns the produce cut side down to bleed or bruise, and scrawls on a comment card, "Thawed fruit, do better." When the cashier asks, "Prime number?" she hears prime number and responds, "Yes. Don't dare try to put me in line with the others." Thank you so much.